Russian warfare.
Go ahead. Go ahead, guys. Join the broadcast. You won't be disappointed. I'll say that much.
I'm kind of in the middle of something right now.
I'm sure your buddy wants to see the object. Or as I like to call it, you fucking what, mate?
Yeah, right now I'm just waiting for the visual to clear up.
I'll even show you all.
After I finish this race, I'll join the broadcast.
So you see all these tanks.
That is a lot of tanks.
You want to see the object? This is the object.
Hey, I'm just waiting for the broadcast to catch up.
This is the object 279. Look at it in all its Russian glory.
Holy crap, I do not want to mess with that thing.
You want to see the armor value?
Oh, hell, help me.
There you go. Do you see it?
Oh, God. It just came up.
Your opinion?
Holy shit.
You know what's funny? That's tier 6 status. Literally, I'll show you tier 6. You want to see tier 6? Look how thick
I probably don't.
Look, the funny part is that's a tier 4 that has the same turret armor as a tier 6.
Wait, is that a Hummer I just saw?
Wait, the VBL?
I think it is.
No, it's technically a tank destroyer. It's got a rocket.
How is that tiny little thing a tank destroyer?
It's got a bazooka. That's why.
Oh, God.
You want to see what it upgrades to?
Oh, God.
Adorable bazooka machine gun.
Oh, no.
Your opinion?
That looks like that came from Just Cause 3.
Oh, you want to know something ridiculous? Look at this thing. I want you to try and guess what the rockets came from.
I have no idea. I don't know if I'm paralyzed or not.
You know what's funny? That thing has a 40 rocket salvo.
Are you paralyzed in fear?
He probably is, because you ready for this? This thing can fire off a 40 rocket salvo that has over 400 millimeters of penetration.
Oh no!
And any heavy tank that meets this gets instant death.
Paralyzed in fear.
You want to see the artillery piece that I own now?
What?
I call it Monsieur You Fuck You.
Oh God.
Do you see it?
Oh, that is a long barrel.
Guess guess the caliber of the gun. Just guess the caliber of the gun.
At least over 1 million.
It's a 155 millimeter L39 howitzer.
God.
That upgrades to, guess what, a 3-shot 155 millimeter.
God.
I'm serious.
Save us. Save us from the Russians.
It's not Russian, that's actually Japanese. Look, I'm going to show you the object just to show you the ridiculous nature of this fucking thing.
Oh no.
Just watch the amount of punishment this thing can take. But take it with a spit of salt. This thing is not something you laugh at. It's a premium. If you buy gold, you can buy this.
God.
The funny part is, that's a Leopard to its left. The 0F4? 0? That's a Leopard. That's the Leopard's older brother.
Sure.
And it's weak as shit. Literally, that motherfucker cannot take a hit at all.
Oh, no.
Because you remember the World of Tanks saying? The Leopard is made of nothing but fucking ammo racks.
Yeah.
I have lost my ammo rack in that thing more times than I believe. I don't care if it's the better version of the Leopard, you still lose your motherfucking ammo rack when you get hit.
Yep.
And it still slows your reload. And P.S. dude, this is a 130mm that has a 6-second reload.
Sounds like one of my tanks in War Thunder.
I have War Thunder, and I have the other overpowered tank in that.
Don't we all have War Thunder?
Technically, I have the
I don't actually.
Listen, I have the Tiger P, and I have the T-29. As well as a Japanese Tiger.
Help.
What the heck? Again, getting in my way. What the flip, guys? Come on.
Sometimes a game gets a glitch.
Yeah. You want to know what just happened to me right now?
What?
So I'm trying to make a clean pass past one of the slower AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what happens?
Pit maneuver.
What?
I land on his freaking helmet.
I've done worse.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He doesn't fall off the flipping bike.
I think he might have used a little bit of flex glue.
Yeah. That is the one thing about this game that I don't like. If I land on top of you, you're supposed to fall off the dang bike. You're not supposed to just
die.
make me go up.
Hey, Youngblood,
Yeah?
prepare for Russian bias.
Oh, no.
Look at the map.
Hang on, the broadcast needs to catch up. Alright, now you just went to a black screen. Now you're loading.
You see the map?
Not yet.
It's in the team screen. That's technically what you're staring at. You want to see why I call the Russian tank overpowered?
I probably don't wanna.
It's firing armor-piercing ballista capped.
Oh, God.
Just look, when the game starts, I'm gonna lower my suspension so you can see why I call this thing the Hydraul.
Huh.
Let me know when you see the tank.
Come on, guys. Very nice. Let me pass.
Alright, I see the tank.
Watch the suspension.
The PLM sprung a surprise attack on us and took over the refinery, but you're gonna help us take it back. We need to take the refinery. Otherwise, the PLM will control oil prices for the entire region. Looks like the
Did you see
PLM
my
has a
tanks
backup plan to escape
mysteriously
with
lower?
supplies. Alright, Black Company, you're in position.
It seems
Hold
like
for air support.
the weight
Incoming
just kicked in
hostiles.
and you just frickin'
If you take them all out, I'll throw in a
squashed
bonus.
your frickin' tracks.
Nice work.
No, I
Move
didn't.
to the next target.
It's got a hydraulic suspension.
Yep.
You want to
we
see
got
the
Benny's tanks now? Come on, guys.
You want to see the amount of abuse this thing can take? Watch this.
Target destroyed.
Hello, heavy tank.
Good
Goodbye,
work.
heavy tank. Did you see the heavy tank get blown up?
Target
There it
destroyed.
Oh, there it goes. Gone.
Only one target left. Proceed with caution. That should slow them
Everyone
down for a
just
while.
disintegrated.
Look at the amount of abuse this thing can take frontally. You ready?
Identify target.
Hostile tank.
Hit me.
Target
Biatch.
destroyed.
Hit me.
Identify.
Hostile tank. Target
It looks like
destroyed.
your aim just fucking sucks.
No, look at my tank. Watch my tank's watch the you see that weird thing that's popping up?
Target
That's
down.
them hitting me.
Tank damage. They're mobilized.
Have I lost any health yet?
No.
Target eliminated.
Lost health now because someone shot me in the arse.
Here.
Fuck you.
Target destroyed.
Oh, hello.
Identify target.
Hostile tank.
You're cute.
Target down.
Either these guys are just bad today, or something's wrong with this game.
Oh, right in the face. Now that tiny little tank.
Took a shell that weighs more than the tank does.
More than.
Your opinion? Oh, hello.
Overpowered to all means of hell.
And this is a purchasable premium.
Yeah.
And they say this game is balanced. I call bullshit.
I call more than bullshit.
Hell, if I can one-shot things on the move with this thing, I'm pretty damn sure the game is not balanced. Hell, you want to know the funny thing? I'll read you the motherfucking bio on this thing. This was actually built. This tank actually exists in real life.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's in Russia. It's in their fucking museum.
Ugh.
Nothing like a Russian museum for army stuff.
Dude, this tank is built to handle a nuclear detonation.
Oh no.
I shit you not, this thing can handle a nuclear explosion and look you in the face and say,
Well
the
done.
fuck you want
We've
me?
retaken the refinery. Enjoy your payday.
And then I wonder what kind of
Do not get out of that
helicopters are
thing.
in that game. I gotta wonder if the pirates in that game.
There are, in a mission. And even they can't stop this. Like, so Young,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Because here's the thing. I remember the pirate helicopter is supposed to not be able. It's supposed to be able to block electronic interference, like EMPs and stuff like that.
I don't quite think that tank has anything to do with electronics, except for the hydraulics.
None of it's electronic.
Yeah. That's
There's
the
no-
only thing I could potentially see as electronic.
None of the tank is electronic, not even the hydraulic system.
God. So was it run on a wind-up mouse?
No, actually, that's actually running on a diesel engine, but the diesel engine has what they call an electric disputer. Don't know what it is, but it's supposed to disrupt the electrical field. So technically, once you start the bitch, the engine's automatically running. Okay, you ready for the bio on the object?
Oh, shit.
You're at it.
Has heavier armor and greater durability compared to most vehicles, bounces more shots and takes more hits, and utilizes high-caliber weaponry. The Object 279 was an experimental Soviet heavy tank manufactured in 1959. The tank was designed to fight across country terrain inaccessible to conventional tanks, acting as a heavy breakthrough tank, and had the capability of withstanding the shockwave of a nuclear explosion. However, the tests revealed many shortcomings. In the 1960s, the Soviet Union wrote off its entire heavy tank program.
God.
So yeah, overpowered.
So it can't withstand the center, but it can't withstand the shockwave.
Pretty much. But you still
So
don't
you
want to
need-
be... You don't want to meet that fucking thing. I'm going to say that right now.
Yeah, I know.
P.S. The Leopards don't do any better. The Leopards have... Listen, the Leopard's armor is only... You ready for this? 70 millimeters in the whole front, 35 in the sides, 25 in the rear. The turret is 200 millimeters, the sides 242 millimeters, and the back of the turret's 42 millimeters.
When the people were making the Leopard, what were they thinking?
To be honest, I don't fucking know.
I'm like, we're not always aiming for the turret here.
Hey, you want to see the American KV-2s?
I probably don't wanna.
The Starship.
Oh my god.
And the Sheridan. They both have 152 millimeter howitzers. You want to see the damage output by the high explosive? Damage penetrating can either do 945 damage or 1,155 if it penetrates. If it doesn't penetrate, it does 1,158 to 770. I still don't think you want to be able to be hit by that because it may not kill you. It can hurt you. And that goes for both the Starship and the Sheridan. Both of them fire the same round.
Holy cow, dude.
So, hey, dude, you wanted to see... You kept saying this little R2-D2 thing can't do shit. Let's put it in a vehicle testing area to show you what this little bitty Jeep can do.
Yeah. I'm just talking about withstanding damage, though.
Yeah, I'll even show you the damage output from both the Starship and the Sheridan. By the way, guess how fast this little Jeep can go at full speed?
I'm guessing like 180 or something like that.
90.
Sure.
So, half of what I said.
Pretty much. It can outmaneuver most vehicles.
Just good luck with zero turning.
Yeah, you'd be surprised at how fast this thing can whip around like a top.
Oh.
Literally, look at this cute little thing. Oh, in this game you have cruise control. You can lock your cruise to continue.
Yep, War Thunder has it too.
Identify.
Just look how fast this thing is. And
if you guys like Call of Duty and stuff like that, you guys would really like Battle Island. It's a free download. It's kind of like a mix of Doom Tower Defense and say Call of Duty and stuff.
So what do you think?
Pretty fast little thing.
Watch this. Let me know when you see a leopard eat a shot that nearly kills it.
Hostile PC. Target eliminated.
I think I might have just saw it.
Did you see not that weird red thing at the bottom of the screen?
Yeah.
I knocked his turret out, which means he couldn't turn it.
Yeah.
Target eliminated.
Now I just vaporized the light tank.
Identify.
No, seriously, this thing one-shot it. Like, you meet something lightly armored, this thing insta-kills it.
I swear to God. It's almost like me in Terratech with creative mode stuff. I freaking shoot one guy once. Many missiles are going, many shells are going. Next thing I know, when I look at the guy I shot at, he's not existing anymore.
Okay, you know what? You want to see most missiles fired? I'm going to bring out the little toy I showed you with those Hot Pocket racks on the roof, and I'm going to show you missile spam. I'm going to hold the motherfucking trigger down and look at one tank.
You know, what you're mentioning kind of makes me think of the Chernobog from GTA.
It's technically a PT-76 with a Chernobog missile rack on the roof that's stolen from an Apache attack helicopter.
Oh no.
Oh,
literally,
crap,
it's like
no,
you took a
dude.
PT-76 boat, like a small land to water vehicle and strap 2 Apache homing rockets on the goddamn roof. These are
they're
heat-detecting rockets.
God.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Every single one of these rockets will go to a target. You look at the motherfucker, he's dead to rights.
Stick me in a fridge immediately.
There's no way even a frit. These rockets have 200 millimeters a pen to 400. These are heat rounds coming out of a missile tube. So,
I'll say though, could you imagine how overpowered the Chernobyl would be if you didn't have to stop to get your missiles working?
that's technically how this thing works. The rockets, they auto-lock. So, let me know when you see the missile rack.
Hostile tank.
Just look at the amount of ammunition the rocket rack has.
Alright, I see the tank.
Identify
Look how many
target.
rockets that pack has.
Geez, I am so overpowered compared to the rest of these guys. And I am this on the hardest difficulty possible, and I'm
Alright,
still
you
doing
ready?
it.
Let me know when you see this.
Target down. Target down.
I think I just saw it.
Target down. They're immobilized. Target eliminated. Enemy destroyed. Target down. Target destroyed.
So, your opinion.
That's insane.
Identify.
Hostile tank. Enemy destroyed.
You ready to see how long the rocket rack reload is?
Probably long. Really long.
If you see me kill a weasel, then take 2 shots into a stingray, let me know when you see the reload marker.
A whole minute.
Yeah. For 40 rockets? How many tanks did I destroy in the amount of that time?
I wasn't keeping
Identify.
track.
Hostile tank.
I could literally murder the entire team 40 times in total. Hide, reload the entire pack of rockets, then continue
And
with
then
what the
repeat.
fuck I was doing. You want to see how
Yeah, just go
far...
about your normal day, killing people with a missile launcher.
Identify target.
Okay, dude, I'm gonna aim at the furthest distance at a target with both these rocket racks. And I want you to see how far away you can be with this and still murder someone.
You can always take a guess shot and... Oh, I killed someone.
Identify target.
Hostile tank.
Did you see the rack reload?
Yep.
Fully aim.
Jeez, I am
Target
flying
destroyed.
right now.
Dead.
Sure.
Dude, P.S. Guess how far away that is from me?
Identify target.
Over 400
Hostile
meters.
PC.
600 meters.
Cool. And it got to him nearly instantly.
Target eliminated.
Yeah, you want to know how fast these rockets exit that rocket rack?
I'm
Probably
guessing
faster than
over
the speed of
100
sound.
miles an hour.
They exit... I'll let you know when I see. But if I remember correctly, these exit the rocket pack 1,000 meters per second.
Holy crap, dude.
And that's every rocket exits the rack the
Sure.
same goddamn speed. So I'll show
So
you.
it's basically a rocket barrage.
That's what it is. Because you can hold the trigger down and each rocket gains accuracy. They'll lock onto any vehicle. So if you've got multiple vehicles in front, like multiple enemy tanks, you fire that bitch in a barrage mode. The rockets will go everywhere.
Jeez.
And
Dude,
about
these things
friendlies,
instantly lock on.
Yeah.
Okay, here they come. Maximum, okay, speed 450 meters per second.
God.
That's how fast they exit the pack. Now, as I promised, I'm going to show you the difference between the Starship and the Sheridan. P.S. The Starship and the Sheridan do have rockets. Here's a hint. If you get this game, do not fire the missile or the heat. Fire HE. I will show you why. Because the rocket only has 200 millimeters of penetration. And this game has a thing called failed to fuse. So if your shot fails to fuse, you do no damage to the tank in front of you. High explosive, however, that's a different animal. That motherfucker does not have to fuse. So I'm just going to aim at a heavy tank and pull the trigger with the Sheridan. You ready?
Identify target.
Reloading a high explosive shell. Can't exactly
that's
aim
your
because
tank.
it can't exactly. Do you see the fact that it has a missile? Can you hear the game sounds?
Hang on.
Because you need to hear the sound of this gun. You ready?
I think I heard it.
You ready?
Yeah. Alright. Yeah.
Did you hear the bang?
Holy shit.
Ammo up.
Look how many modules you can take out with one of those shots.
Yeah, it was almost like a second.
I took out everything in his turret. Like, all the modules you saw in his turret were damaged.
Nearly everything.
Pretty fucking much. P.S. The ATGMs in this game, you can actually guide.
If
Literally.
not destroyed.
Dude, you ready for this? You can guide the rockets in this game. Some of the vehicles will allow you to missile lock and guide. Like, you can move your camera on your gun and it will make the rocket follow.
Sure.
So there ain't no way in hell they're going to escape you. Once you pull that trigger, that fucking rocket is going to target, and there ain't nothing they can fucking do to stop it. You need this game. You would love this. Because Tier 1 battles, you get a light tank that literally has a pancake turret.
Sure. And it looks like that the game's not entirely dedicated to PvP. So
It isn't. You can do PvEs as many as you want, and you can abuse it. Hell, you want to know what the easiest line is to go to the heavy tanks?
What?
Fucking Russian!
Sure.
Literally, if you have a Russian player in a Russian tank, he could get all the way to Tier 7 in 3 days.
3 days.
The American line takes more because guess what?
What?
No fucking armor.
Sure.
The AIM-1 Abrams has a weak spot, and guess what its weak spot is?
The front.
The fucking turret ring.
Oh.
Identify.
Alright, I'm gonna fire
I
an
would guess the turret itself.
No, the turret's actually thick. Okay, you ready? I'm going to have the next shot queued up as a high explosive. So, Youngblood, I'm going to show you why you don't fuck with a starship.
I've already attempted to fuck with them on capital ships in Elite Dangerous. That was a bad idea.
Did you see the 0F40 take a hell of a lot of damage from one shot?
Wow. I was the only guy who finished the
787.
fucking race. Are you kidding me?
Enemy destroyed.
Did you hear the same sound that the Sheridan does?
Oh.
Identify.
Wow.
Also, PC.
Oh,
These
you remember?
guys just whoa.
Okay, look how slow the starship is. Look how slow this is. This is fully upgraded.
Identified.
But you want to know what it does to the little weasel toe? You see a weasel toe?
Target destroyed.
Oh, I see it now.
So how do I join your broadcast? Because I didn't get the invite.
You can join.
wasn't
Just go
it?
to my name.
Okay.
Or go to the party screen.
P.S.
Yeah, that's what I did. I went to
Dude,
the party.
what'd you think of the starship?
Strong as hell.
In a PvP battle, if you have a starship on your team and the enemy team doesn't have anything that can counter the starship,
It's screwed.
they're fucked. Because,
And
you want to
every-
know what the tank destroyer is in this game that I think is fucking hilarious?
What?
I'll show you. You two will laugh your motherfucking asses off at this thing. It's hilarious. So have you ever heard of the recoilless rifles in War Thunder?
No.
They're technically, what they are is they're a recoilless gun. They have no recoil.
Cool.
You want to see a tank destroyer based on nothing but a recoilless.
BRB, you two.
I have no idea if I wanna.
Let me know if you see a tank that says M113ACAV.
I'm not gonna remember that. I think I just saw it.
You see what's on the roof of it?
2 guns.
That's a
machine gun?
recoilless.
A machine gun and a big frickin' pipe.
That's a recoilless.
Cool.
At tier 4, that thing is just as deadly as my artillery piece.
So,
I'll let you hear the tier 7 artillery. You need to hear this. I'm also going to wait until he gets back. Oh, by the way, you want to see a tank that you can't hide?
what?
Let me know if you see a vehicle that looks all colory.
Okay, guys, I'm back.
That one.
Yeah, you can hide that in plain sight, and that has a 5-shot autoloader.
Cool.
Alright, y'all ready? To hear the artillery.
I'm still waiting to catch up, just so you guys know.
I'm technically going to show you all the guns in every vehicle. I'm even going to go back to the object just to show you how deadly this thing is at range. So,
Oh, Lord, help me.
Alright, sounds good.
Bradford, take this artillery in perspective. Do not ever charge it. If you ever play this game and you see this vehicle, don't ever fucking charge it.
Okay,
Alright.
I'll charge it with a wireless charger instead.
No, I meant don't charge it with a tank or vehicle
Identify
because...
target. Hostile tank.
Y'all ready to see what this thing can do to an M1?
It'll fry my car battery.
Let me know if y'all hear this sound. Did you see the Abrams take a small hit?
Identified. Hostile PC.
Watch this.
Holy.
Oh, the Abrams bounced my shot. That one ain't gonna bounce. Wait till I get into a good spot and watch what this shell can do.
Identified. Hostile tank.
What's the weak spot of an Abrams?
Jeez, dude.
Right about there. Did y'all see the damage it threw up?
Yeah.
What did it say?
Target destroyed.
Holy, 1,204.
You ever have this thing on the enemy team and your ass is facing it, don't even try to run away.
Identify target. Hostile tank.
God.
It's basically a sniper and a shotgun.
Target
No,
eliminated.
I'll show you. You ready to see me go into artillery mode? Artillery mode, aim at the T-80. Shotgun!
Jeez.
Direct hit. Direct hit.
Whoa.
Hell, you know what's funny? I can humiliate that thing. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Identify target.
I'm going back to where I spawned. Watch this.
Alright, let's see what you got.
By the way, do y'all see a red thing that popped up on the screen?
Not yet.
Kinda.
That's your cruise control.
Oh.
And the only way to deactivate it is to press X.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Arty mode. That is 300 meters from me. Firing! I hit him. Firing!
Jeez, you actually hit him?
Yeah!
Holy crap, dude.
That's 300 meters away. Firing! Missed. Firing. Got him!
Nice, dude.
Ammo up.
Oh. 255. That was the last cap. But now we are able to go beyond that.
I'm just gonna hold the trigger down. Need to get off the wall. Now my gun's accurate.
Target down.
He's destroyed. He's dead.
Ammo up.
See what I mean? In this game, don't fuck with the artillery.
Yeah.
I bet, man. And do you have this on disc, or is it a free download?
It's a free download. This game is free.
Jeez.
And the tiers you start out with, you can either start out with a Japanese light tank, Japanese heavy tank,
Ammo up.
or is what I like to call an American light tank that literally looks... You can start out with the Walker Bulldog, a PT-76, or another type of tank. If I were you guys, if you get this game, PT-76. Because the vehicles I'm about to show you, these are premium. That's an actual tiered vehicle. That thing can go into PvP matches and kick ass.
No kidding.
You want to see the tier 10 version of these, this artillery piece. Two
Might
words.
as well.
It's a 3-shot auto loader. Which means you'll have 3 shots to kill someone.
Yeah.
These are the vehicles. I'm going to the Panzerhaubitschutz 2000 test drive. This monster is like the mouse tank on steroids.
I already had enough of that mouse
man,
tank and I'm a
this
War
is
Thunder.
nuts.
I remember one time.
Did you see
I
the
had a random
vehicle's
encounter
looks?
Yeah. But I remember I was in War Thunder, had a random encounter. Apparently a guy wanted to go bungee jumping, so I joined his server, and apparently I attempted, which is a really stupid idea, to stop a mouse from bungee jumping. I had an M2 during that time. Worst idea I've ever had.
Fucking killed your ass.
Drag
Yeah, I
me like
bet.
it was nothing.
Okay, look at this artillery piece.
Hostile tank.
Okay, that is just a long craft cannon right there.
Alright, y'all want to see why I don't suggest fighting this thing point blank if it's around?
Yeah.
Because of the long cannon on it?
No. Do you see how I was able to pull off 3 shots in quick succession?
Yeah.
God.
Watch what happens when this thing goes shotgun mode. Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's see this.
Target down.
Dead.
Jesus.
Scary, isn't it?
Most
Yeah,
definitely.
Oh,
I can say that much.
And this game, if you don't have a fire extinguisher,
Ammo up!
and an artillery lands a shot,
Threat destroyed.
You're dead.
to be honest, if you don't have a fire extinguisher, you'll burn out. Same in this game.
Yeah.
You can benefit on some things, like ERA will actually eat a shot for you. Rather than, you know, War Thunder, you get hit, you lose armor, and you lose crew. In this game, if you get hit and you've got ERA, your armor will take the hit for you, and you will lose some of it, but you'll still not have any damage.
Yeah.
I'll show you every single vehicle that has ERA. Every one of them. And I'm going to give you a decision now, Youngblood and Bradford. 2 words. Do not show where the armor's not, the ERA is not on. Which means, don't show your arse. Never.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, you ready to see every tank in this game that has ERA?
Alright, let's see.
I need to remember from memory. Aha! The M60A1 has ERA. If you see all those little bitty plates on the tank, let me know.
Yeah,
Yep,
I can see it.
Those detonate when a shell hits them. So if they're firing heat, the heat will hit that armor and detonate on impact.
Oh.
And the armor will take it for you. Same goes for the M60A3. You want to see the Russian ones? Now these I call ridiculous.
Alright, let's see what you got.
Look at the turret front and the side armor.
Jeez.
Yeah, this thing, I've been in multiple battles. You want to see my dossier. You want to know the amount of kills I've gotten with a certain vehicle in PvP. Or PvE.
Oh no.
Oh, shoot.
The vehicle I've done the most kills. Its name is the T-6469. That thing kicks ass. That's the tier 4. When I go to its bigger brother, which is the T-6476, 55 kills. This thing does not muck about. By the way, the tier 8,
Yeah.
the T-80, has a gas turbine engine.
Gas turbine engine. Help me.
Which, by the way, here's its engine. It has a Kimloff GTD 1000T 1000 horsepower gas turbine engine. This tank can get up to 65 kilometers an hour.
God.
That's not the worst part. After that, it becomes the M1 Abrams. That also has a gas turbine engine.
Phew.
But weak. If y'all ever get this tank, the Chieftain 900, 2 words. Use your gun depression to your advantage. This thing has the monstrous 120 millimeter. But you see the little slot in the frontal hull?
Yeah.
When you aim your gun down, you get -6 gun depression with that monster. You can fire down on people with that thing.
Jeez. A bit overkill if you ask me.
Which I guess you can't necessarily normally fire down with most guns.
That's to be not to be said about the Challenger Fillon, I own, or my other buddy, who owns the Challenger. This thing can do the same thing, but I'm going to show you a clear-cut difference that pisses people off when I do this. Pay attention to my smoke. Youngblood, if you want these premium tanks, you want all this goodies, these tanks are good. You can actually map your driving skill to your L2 and your R2 button, to where you can use those to drive and use the analog stick to steer.
Yep.
You ready to see why I say that Fillon pisses people off?
Oh god, I don't know.
I apologize about that, you guys. That is my phone ringing.
That's alright. Probably a wrong number. I'm used.
Identify target.
Alright, y'all ready?
Tank.
Yep, let's see what we got here.
Did y'all see it?
Identify.
Yep.
Hostile tank.
Whoa.
Interesting color smoke.
Oh, by the way, this thing is 450 millimeters in the front of the turret.
Identify. Hostile PC.
Jeez.
Oh, that's not the worst part. You only get 2 shells with this monster. APCR and high explosive squash head.
Wow.
I'll show you one of the tanks I call the Scary. Or the You Better Not. This tank I'm going to show you guys, take this thing with a bit of salt and love it. Have y'all ever heard of the Beilga Panzer and War Thunder?
I don't play War Thunder, so I can't say.
Youngblood does. Youngblood, have you heard of the Belga Light Panzer?
I might.
They have it in this game.
Oh no.
And it's even scarier because you can actually fire your ATGM and fire your main gun. And remember how I said the ATGMs move? I'll show you what I mean. I have to find the Belga Light Panzer because it's been a while since I've used the thing. Take this thing as a bit. Cute, cuddly. But don't fuck with it. It fights back because it has a 30 millimeter cannon. Now, you would think it's not that deadly, right?
Yeah.
You would think so. This thing has APCR you can fire with that 130 or that 30 millimeter.
Identify. Hostile
So
tank.
y'all see the Belga Light Panzer? Cute looking, ain't it?
Interesting.
Wait for it. Y'all ready to see why I say don't fuck with it?
I don't know if I am.
Penetrated.
Target eliminated.
It almost looks like a semi-auto unit or something.
It is.
Fully automatic.
It's actually fully automatic.
Identify. Hostile, PC.
Well, no kidding. I was right the second time.
Y'all want to see the ATGM?
Looks like it just fires 100 damage each shot.
Enemy destroyed.
The ATGM's worse. It does over more.
450.
Target down.
But you want to see why I make people mad with this?
Identify.
Oh, no.
Hostile tank.
Because it's fully automatic.
Okay. I'm going to look at a leopard, hit him with an ATGM.
Ammo up.
Aim. P.S. If you see that little eye circle with a slash in it, that's your spotting. That's your camo. I had a fucking fence.
So
Okay,
I
I'm-
saw.
I'm gonna... Okay, watch my ATGM as it exits.
Target eliminated.
Did y'all see me move my turret and then the ATGM slightly deviate?
Yeah, kinda.
Your ATGM follows your crosshair. I'll show you.
Wow.
Ammo up.
Fire over there and direct hit the starship.
Identify target.
So did y'all see the ATGM deviate straight to the starship?
Yup.
Yeah, I did see that.
Watch
It
what
looks
you
like
can.
you could-
Identify.
Hostile.
I hit his
PC.
turret. Watch what you can do with this.
No effect. Target eliminated. Target
Oh, I
locked.
forgot to show y'all this. You can lock your turret
No effect.
on a target and continuously move.
Identify target.
Hostile PC.
Y'all see me just going around in a circle?
Yeah, I do.
Target destroyed.
You can humiliate players with this monster.
Identify target.
You can make it to where they feel like, oh, I'm good, I'm good. What the hell just happened?
Because I guess that a lot of players don't know that little trick.
No, they don't. P.S.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you another vehicle that I have that is what I call a premium that was for free for PlayStation Plus. If you have PS Plus, you can get this tank destroyer. And it will help you in the long run because you can use this tank to get you some XP to get better tanks. Now, I'm going to say this. Don't laugh at it for its skin. Laugh at it for what it can do with said skin.
BRB, gents.
Pressed the wrong button and accidentally left your broadcast. What fun.
You gonna join back, I hope.
Yep.
Because you
Besides,
might
I
as...
was having a little. Besides, I was having a little bit of a glitch.
Ah. P.S. Every vehicle in this game, like, when you start at a Tier 1, you have to go into PvE. Tier 1 and above. It won't let you in PvP until you get Tier 6 above. Which means once you get Tier 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s, you can go above it and beyond. Are you joining back, Youngblood, to see the tank destroyer?
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in.
Alright, look at this cute little thing.
Identify.
Hostile tank.
What do you think?
Looks like something that could, well, Go on water, I guess.
Identified.
Target eliminated. Hostile PC.
Look at what this thing can do.
Ammo up.
Damn.
Target down.
But you want to see one of the bonuses of having one of these? Watch this.
What?
Identified.
Hostile tank.
Foliage.
Threat destroyed.
But I'm going to show you, remember that recoilless thing I showed you?
Yeah?
I'm going to show you the recoilless.
Uh-oh.
Oh, by the way, I'm first going to show you the light tank you can get.
Yeah?
Tell me that doesn't look like a pancake on a tank.
What on earth? I don't know if I can call that a tank or not.
It's a light tank, but it's very good. Here's the tanks you get as tier 1. You can get the Walker Bulldog. Or you can get the PT-76, like I said. Good for beginners. Or you can get this thing, which I just call the fuck from Japan.
Yeah. Frickin' turret's stubby.
And then you can get this at tier 2. So you see the other Japanese heavy? Youngblood.
Yeah?
Main battle tanks are always the diamond. Light armored vehicles, like armored fighting vehicles, will either be a circle or a diamond in a diamond. Then when you go up the tiers, every tank gets heavier and the guns get bigger. When you get to tier 3, you could get these vehicles. P.S. If I were you, if you get the Leopard, there's an add-on you can get for the Leopard. It's called Appliquette Armor. It adds extra armor to your turret.
No kidding.
Not much, though. Heat rounds can go through it. This is the self-propelled gun you get. Then you get the M60. After that, you can get this from Japan. Then you can get the Scorpion. After that, you get the T-62 main battle, which looks like the Tier 1, doesn't it? Here's the upgraded one. P.S. That cage around the turret protects you from ATGMs.
Yeah. God.
This is the light tank you get. This is what you get at Tier 4. Heavy and absolutely fucking slow.
Yeah.
Then you get
geez.
this.
It looks heavy even from here.
By the way, it's slow. Here's one of the tank destroyers. By the way, the tank destroyers, you see these wheels?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can lose 4 wheels on these and still be able to get around. You'll be slower, but you'll be able to get away. I've lost 2 wheels with the LAV 300, and I got away with it. This little bugger, let's just say you can hide this in a bush and snipe.
God.
This thing armor's a little better. That applique...
That is not a tank. That was a box.
The armor on this blows up. Hey, Bradford, here's the Object 279 I was telling him about.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's... Do you see those bogies? They get to lower.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of tank tread on there.
Yeah, and it takes a lot longer to kill. Here's the 0F40, which, by the way, is just a Leopard differently built. Ain't it?
Yeah.
Here's the Scorpion. P.S. It can't fire its gun downward, by the way. Over the front. Here's the T-64 66. Or 69. This thing is absolutely motherfucking strong. Here's its big brother, the T-72 Ural. By the way, that rubber protects you from heat fire. And high
Uno
explosive.
momento, boys.
Go ahead. Oh, and hey, Youngblood, here's the Tier 4 Type 80-2. This is the upgraded one.
Oh.
This is maxed out, by the way. You can tell by that orange line. Here's the Zalo S. Ridiculous, isn't it?
It's a 4-wheeler.
4-wheel on each side. Chieftain Mark 10 because you've already seen the Beulga. Even, it's a little bit faster than the Tier 4, but not by much.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm back temporarily while my food's cooling off.
Here's one of the tank destroyers.
I swear to God, that barrel is too big for that little tank.
It's not a tank.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Oh, you want to talk about long gun barrels? After this Leopard A5, this is the artillery you get. Look at the fucking muzzle brake.
Oh my God!
Jeez, dude.
What the hell?
This is 155 millimeter, but the muzzle
That is not a muzzle brake. That is just a... What?
And you know what's funny? The muzzle brake is supposed to double the muzzle velocity. I think someone's compensating. Like, look at the gun barrels. Every tank you get, the barrel gets progressively longer.
No kidding. I mean, look at how
and
big
longer and longer.
Look at how long the cannon is on this tank. Like, dang, dude. I don't know if it can get any longer.
Really? Look at the Russians.
You haven't seen nothing yet.
Look at the Russian T-64A-76. That's longer than the previous one.
God.
Here's the premium one.
Pretty soon we're gonna have a barrel that reaches across the state.
Look at all the applique armor on most of these.
Jeez.
You want to see the tank that creeps me out the most?
Which one is it?
I'm just going to show you the front of the tank, and I'm going to say one thing. I see you!
Oh, God. I think that is 3 things.
I see you.
You sure those red things are not eyes?
Those are thermal cameras.
So it is eyes. Noted.
Yes! Those are thermals. But it looks like it's staring at you.
With a long crud cannon as a nose.
No, that's not long. That is long.
Holy Jesus.
Holy crap.
Then we get into the ridiculous. By the way, this light vehicle, all the wheels are tank controlled. So yeah, this thing doesn't steer. The front wheels don't turn like a car. It turns like a fucking tank.
Wow.
Here's its bigger brother. By the way, cages like this protect you from ATGM fire.
Interesting.
Looks like one of the tanks from Battlefield 4.
It is. Here's its bigger brother. That's a SAM turret, by the way.
Yeah, I recognize that turret right away.
Look, this is one of the tier 8s. Look at this. Here's one of the other tier 8 light tanks. You want to know how much thickness the front of this monster is? Just guess from what it looks.
I don't. 280. I'm terrible at guessing.
It's 240 in the turret front, 200 in the frontal of the hull. So frontally, this thing can face you because it's 200 millimeters. And it's a light tank. Here's one of the other tier 8s. Here's one of the Japanese tiers. This is the realm of ridiculous. But you want to see one of the main battle tanks that I'm afraid of? It's in the Russian lineup. If I continuously go down the T-80, you get this thing. This is what you face at tier 10.
Yikes.
Oh, that's not the worst of it. There's another tier 10 that tier 9 that I'm afraid of. It's called the BMP-72 Terminator. Look at this thing.
God.
Is that a sand battery I'm seeing right there?
Yes.
Jeez, no kidding.
Is that the thing that scares you?
It's its bigger brother. This scares me.
Holy Jesus!
Yeez, dude.
Yeah.
That's a big front end.
And this is the tier 10. Then you get this as a tier 10 light tank. In my opinion, goofy as fuck. Looks like something straight out of GTA 5.
As if it wasn't
Wait.
in there to begin with.
Wait.
Wink, wink.
It is the one from GTA 5.
It's the
Yeah, it's the
Cama...
Rhino, I think, right?
No, this is the Kalangia.
The Kanjali.
It's the Kanjali light tank, but it's in its real name, the PL-01.
Jeez, dude.
Yep, that is no doubt. That is no doubt from GTA.
And it doesn't have the option for a railgun, sadly.
Where's my railguns?
Oh, you want to see the Challenger? This thing frightens me a little.
That is an excessively long cannon.
How big are the shells?
Let's see. 140 millimeter. Oh, P.S. The tanks at tier 8 and above get a soft kill system. Guess what that means?
What?
Okay. Soft kill kills missiles that are literally in front of you. They actively act to destroy. So if someone's firing at you with an ATGM and you're in a heavy tank with a soft kill, as soon as that ATGM gets 250 meters away from you, it's destroyed.
Yeah.
It will not allow it to get... It does not let it get anywhere near you.
That is if you're facing right at it.
Yeah, you have to be facing frontally because they only come at you frontally. It only works when your front's facing.
Yeah.
Oh, P.S. You want to see one of the most ridiculous main battle tanks?
Oh, God.
Sure.
The Merkava MD Tucson.
Yep, as you showed before.
Yeah, but I'm going to show
Who
you...
would dare?
This
Who
thing's
would
also...
dare color their tank like that?
Oh, don't even think that. I want you to look at the... I'll tell you the armor on this thing is spaced right now. The armor on this monster is spaced. Which means you can take a hit and your armor will eat it.
Eat it whole.
I apologize about that, guys. My controller fell off my leg.
It's
My
alright.
leg.
Alright, you want to see the definition of overkill.
Sure.
This is a main battle tank.
I think after this, I'm gonna go eat real quick.
Look how many rounds it has in the magazine.
Is that
Identify target.
I spy?
Hostile PC.
Let's find out.
Where's that for?
5. Oh, look. By the way, this thing will actively reload one shell. Watch. It's got one shell loaded, but look. It's reloading. It's reloading again.
This is interesting.
P.S. Look how slow this thing is to move about.
Identify.
Hostile PC.
Yeah, it's pretty slow, but it reloads quick enough to make up for it.
Enemy destroyed.
Identify.
Hostile PC.
Now I'm going to show you the active reload system. Oh, by the way, you can actually do rams in this game. Like World of Tanks, you can ram kill someone.
Identify target.
I'll prove it. Remember that leopard I left on low health?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may be slow, but I'm heavy. See how low his health is? So while I'm ignoring him and murdering the stingray, I can then do this. Watch. 0 fucks given.
Just knocked him right out.
But
Sadly,
this is...
didn't deal damage to yourself in the process.
Yeah, some of the tanks can get away with that. Like if they're lighter than you and you hit them, they can take it without a fucking thought. But I'm going to show you the one heavy tank that you need to steer clear of. If you two get this game, if you ever face this, 2 words. Fucking run. Because I'm going to guarantee you what he's going to be firing if it's a PvP. Because he's going to have a lot of money. You ready for the show? He's guaranteed to be firing.
Let's see.
Oh no.
It's that tier 8 I showed y'all earlier. For Japan. The Type 96B. He's going to be firing high explosive anti-tank tandem. This thing deals damage to thin armor and able to penetrate ERA, which means he will pin you even if you're wearing ERA.
God.
And I want you to watch how quickly this thing can move. I would suggest you all listen to the game sounds because this is where shit's about to get real. So I would suggest you listen to your game sounds.
Identify.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Look how fast this thing moves. Y'all ready to see the definition of over?
If I do this for myself.
You ready? Now that's a pin, but it did barely anything. Here's a critical pin. That's a crit, because I knocked his turret out.
Identify target.
But here's the one
Hostile
weakness.
PC.
I can't aim down over my engine deck. When your gun is on your engine, you can't aim up or down.
No effect.
That's kind of a sacrifice you have to make apparently.
Yeah, you have to sacrifice the ability to shoot down to murder someone. Now I want you to watch how fast this shell exits the
Hostile
barrel.
PC.
There's that Terminator.
Jeez. That was quick.
Do y'all see me shooting at the Terminator?
Yeah.
That's 600 meters away.
Threat destroyed.
Holy cow, dude.
But here's a tank I'm going to show you that you need to respect. There are two vehicles you need to respect for their killing floorness. For their murdering and their death things. Now, I want you to respect these two on the aspects of... Now, the vehicles I'm going to show you are both tank destroyers with ATGMs.
Just so you know, after this I have to go eat.
Alright, here's the first ATGM you need to respect. The Weasel 1 Tow. So guys, can you see this?
It's loading in right now.
So, I want you to look at this tank and I want you to think, adorable, but can it kill me? I want you to think that before I shoot something. So I'm going to let you look at the acute thing and run around with it.
Identify target. Hostile. Tag.
Y'all see it?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that is tiny.
I was just about to say the same thing.
But is it cute? Alright,
I'd say it's
now
a pit speed versus cute.
okay, you ready for this? It's adorable, it can't kill me.
Identify target. Hostile. PC.
Look at the light tank's health after one ATGM.
Ooh, that did quite a
Identify.
number.
Hostile. PC.
Here's a heavy tank. Oh, it's just an ATGM. What's it gonna do?
Identify. Hostile. PC.
Horrible things.
You ready to see what happens when this thing locks in on a vehicle smaller than it?
Target
Yeah,
destroyed.
let's see.
Identify target. Hostile. PC.
Ooh, I spotted a Weasel Tow. But there's one downside to the Weasel. The ATGM can only aim forward. So you see the enemy Weasel.
Yeah.
Target destroyed.
Do you see him now?
Yep, now I see him.
No, I meant do you see him after I pulled the trigger?
Nope.
Nope. He's gone.
So, is this... It's cute, I should respect. Right? So, will you, if you ever get this game,
Target
will
down.
you respect the Weasel Tow?
No.
I will say this, if you don't respect the Weasel Tow, you're gonna die to the Weasel Tow. That's how that thing actually goes. I'm gonna be honest, I used to disrespect it. Like, I was in a public match and I was like, oh, Weasel Tow, so adorable. Now die! I killed him the first round. Motherfucker came around the second round and killed me. Twice.
So that makes it even.
No, he killed me twice, and I never got to kill him a second time. Because that damn thing is too damn small and fast. So that's technically why you need to respect that vehicle. Think of it as a public match displacement. You're in a public match, in a PvP session, you need to respect the Weasel Tow because it will fuck you up. I'm also going to show both of you to respect both of the Tier 6 ATGM vehicles. The Swingfire and the MT-LB S8. I'm also doing that because Bradford didn't get to see the MTL. So Bradford, I want you to look at the Sheridan, or the Swingfire.
Right.
And I want you to think, what can I do with this? Will it kill me? Will it harm me? Because take this into consideration. This is more deadly than the Weasel. So you saw the itty bitty Weasel 1. That's a Tier 5's nightmare. Tier 5s and 4s are scared of that thing. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is a Tier 6, 7, and 8's nightmare. Much larger than the Weasel Toe.
Hostile tank.
So, you see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is why you need to respect it.
No
Does
panic.
this thing have like sniper rounds in it or something?
The ATGMs fire up and over it.
God.
Oh, I see it now.
And guess what? I can shoot them backwards.
Oh.
Yeah, watch this. I'm gonna go as far away from the AMX. Watch my ATGMs. You ready?
Target down.
Do not,
Still dealt damage.
do not disrespect the swing fire. Look, I'm even gonna drop them on the Leopard 2 while looking backward.
Target eliminated.
By the way, the first ATGM that exited backward killed the ammo rack on the Leopard. So there's that stereotype that World of Tanks has. It's made of ammo racks.
Target down.
So you need to respect the swing fire. So y'all see why I say respect the vehicle.
Yep.
If he's a good player and he knows his vehicle's strengths, anywhere near the swing fire is a death zone. Beside, behind, and in front. So he's an all-around, you come around me, you best not miss or I'll fucking end you. So y'all see why I say respect the swing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he will always come back swinging.
Yep.
Alright, Bradford, I'm going to now show you the tank that I scared Youngblood with.
And then after this, I have to go eat.
Yes, you can go eat after this. But take this vehicle with a spit of salt. Look at it at first and tell me, you wouldn't be able to stop laughing at this thing, would you?
Well, let's see. It's got what looks like a sand battery, so...
Those are stolen from an Apache helicopter.
Wow.
So you would look at that and laugh your ass off, wouldn't you?
Not exactly. I would just underrate it.
I'm like, it almost looks like jet engines.
Exactly, but would you start laughing at it?
Not exactly.
Would you respect it, though?
Less than likely. I would put it on the mediocre scale.
Out of all the things I encountered, I follow strict rules to not show respect to everything.
Until it kills you.
Then we'd probably be talking.
Alright, look at the amount of rockets this holds, Bradford.
Identify target.
Hostile tank.
So Bradford, you ready to see why I say don't laugh at this? 0F40,
Yeah.
meet your death.
Target destroyed. Target down.
Those things fire pretty fast.
Hostile PC.
They also lock. Watch this.
So this is basically like a Chernobyl style.
Like, look, I'm aiming at this BMP. 1 out of 4 rockets is a direct hit.
Target eliminated.
Yeah. And this is a 40 rocket magazine. Like, look, I'm aimed at this weasel, right? Miss. Miss. Module damage. Direct hit. Miss. Direct hit. Miss. Direct hit. Miss. Miss.
Target down.
Direct hit.
Identify target.
Hostile tank.
So it seems like you're missing one, but direct hitting the other.
That's the accuracy problem with this.
So if you can get around the accuracy problem, it's pretty good otherwise.
I'll show you why it's good. Alright, I'm going to aim at the enemy, swing fire, and wait for my rocket rack to reload.
Which is gonna take literally a minute.
Look at how long it takes to reload this missile rack.
So it's basically when this is out of missiles that it's your time to fire.
Pretty much, or it's time for this thing to run the fuck away.
Exactly.
But this vehicle you respect, wouldn't you? Because it has the ability to fuck you over, murder you, run away, come back, and come back even swinging. Alright. Swing fire, fully aimed. You ready?
Yeah.
First missile exiting the rack. Direct. Second missile. Module. Third missile. Direct. Fourth missile. Module damaged and direct hit. Fifth missile. Direct hit entirely. First missile. Second missile. Third missile. Dead.
I'm gonna be right back.
First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Like, Brad, look how much punishment this little thing can deal to a heavy tank.
Yeah, I'm noticing.
It's like the heavy tank saying, ow, fuck off already. Because if you look at him, you're gonna, ow, miss. Ow, 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 ow. Like, look at the swing fire. Like, if you see a tank that I'm hitting, that's what's gonna be going through your head. Ow, 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 I'm dead.
Jeez.
And remember that barrage thing you kept saying? Here's what happens when you do barrage with it. I'm gonna show you what me and my friends do with it. This humiliates PvP players. You ready?
Yeah.
Enemy destroyed.
And that was a barrage?
No, a barrage would be a lot more, but I was out of rockets. But you see what I mean? If you're a PvP person and you meet this thing and you're thinking, kill it, and it's running around you, that's going to do a lot. You're going to be thinking, ow, okay, ow, okay, go away already, is what you're going to be screaming at the dude, because this thing will fucking punish you. Like, you meet this thing and you don't kill it now, or do anything to slow it down, it will fucking run circles around you and insta-build. Like, look, this is how you piss off players. You lock onto them.
Target locked on.
Now watch my rocket rack. Look at my missile turret. Y'all see me moving?
Yeah.
Target down.
Watch.
Target locked. Enemy destroyed. Target locked. Threat destroyed. Target locked on. Penetrated. Target down.
You see what I mean by that's me locking onto them.
Yeah.
You see what I mean by when you shoot this, you better not miss?
Identify.
Yeah.
Hostile tank.
Look,
I
I'm even gonna...
definitely see what you mean.
Here's where this thing starts to really piss people off.
We're taking on water.
Target locked on. No effect. No pen. Target eliminated.
So you see me aim at that heavy tank, and did you see the amount of shots that exited my rocket rack?
Yeah.
Identify.
And that's barrage mode, correct?
Correct. That's a full-on missile fucking barrage.
Jeez.
That's why you don't fuck...
That's a sand battery. Holy crap.
And do you see how it was saying not pen, but it was still doing damage?
Mm-hmm.
Every shot that exits this rocket turret may not do much,
But it's the speed that you're going at that matters.
yeah, because these are exiting, you ready for this? 400 meters per second. So these are exiting at literally 100 to 120 miles an hour. These come out that fast. So they're technically coming out fast enough to, they may detonate on your armor, but they're going to fucking hurt when they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they stack, it looks like.
They do. And and here's what pisses people off about it. You meet it and think, oh, it's got a one-fire riot. Then it comes up to you, rockets you exactly what I did with the barrage.
Jeez.
That's why people get mad, because you saw the amount of shots I was able to put into him before it killed him.
Yeah.
He went from
Like
full health.
5 or 6, if not more.
It went from full health to dead. Oh, by the way, hey,
Alright, you guys, I'm gonna take off and have some lunch.
okay. Hey, Youngblood, look at this heavy tank and tell me what you think of the gun barrel. Just tell me what's... Tell me what size do you guess the barrel is?
Big.
Say again?
Big.
No, I meant, like, what caliber do you think it is from millimeter?
Something that can obliterate my head in less than a second.
You are correct.
And leave my brain intact.
Probably not. This is 152 millimeter XM578 E1A. It fires AP, heat, ATGM. AP has 450 millimeters of pen. Exits the barrel at 1,385 meters per second. Heat has 425 millimeters of pen. Exits the barrel 680 meters per second. Slow. ATGM 450 millimeters of pen. Exits even slower, 150 meters per second. But it's a heat round that's guided.
Yeah.
That's why I say you need to respect the vehicle you're facing. Because 20% of the time, it's going to be firing its deadliest round. Here, I'll tell you what the Abrams is going to be firing if he's a noob. There are 3 rounds he will technically fire. He will either fire his APFSDS, which exits the barrel at 1,509 meters per second and has 440 millimeters a pen. That's probably what he's going to be firing. If he's a really good player, he's going to be firing his high explosive squash head, which has 270 millimeters a pen. Its spall threshold is 270. Its penetration is 137. But if it's 270 or below, he is going to fucking own you. If you have 450 millimeters, he's going to be firing his heat round, which comes out of the barrel slightly slower than the APS-DS, but slightly faster than the hash, at 1,173 meters per second. He's going to fucking hurt you. Now, Youngblood, I want you to listen to the motor the Abrams has, as well as my XM1. I want you to recognize this sound on the team. Because if you hear this sound, fear it.
Huh.
Okay?
Alright.
So, Youngblood, tell me if you hear this when you spawn it, when it spawns.
Alright.
Identify target.
Hostile tank.
You hear a weird whine.
Identify target.
Hostile PC.
Sounds like death.
That is a 1,000 horsepower gas turbine spooled up. So look at what this thing does with its armor piercings. 440. Pretty decent, right?
Yep.
Here's the heat slamming something. Take this one into consideration. This is against the Leopard. Hurts a lot more. But if I aim at his turret, guess what's going to happen?
He's gonna blow up.
No, crit happens. But here's where the high explosive squash head starts to have a problem. Even though it's high explosive, the back of his turret is his weak spot.
Target destroyed.
So you see the Bioga Panzer, right?
Yeah.
I took his breach and his gunner. His gunner and his breach are hurt.
Identify target.
Now his ammo rack's damaged.
Target down.
This is why you need to recognize that sound. Because if you hear a whine and not a diesel engine, you know something ain't right. And here's another thing. If you guys ever see an Abrams, 2 words, don't shoot it in the fucking turret front. You're just going to bounce. I'm going to show you, Youngblood, where to kill
it
this.
off as well.
Yes, you will. Because I'll show you exactly where to shoot this, that I know will kill it. You ready?
Right between the tank and the turret in the rear.
No. There's a small, but easy kill shot you can pull off against an Abrams. From tier 6 to 7
Okay,
to 8.
gents, I'm back.
So, Bradford and Youngblood, if you get this game, here's a cheeky little spot you can hit the Abrams in. Where my camera's facing, you shoot that thing right where the driver's port and the bottom of the turret meet, you will do a lot of damage.
Interesting.
That's
a lot of damage.
That's a cheap shot you can pull against the Abrams. Oh, by the way, this is one of the premiums.
Yeah.
You don't get the reference, right? Trash Panda?
Trash Panda? I get the reference, but I don't know who it is in particular, but I know what it is.
Big Jiggly Panda. Remember?
Yeah.
It's one of the references I know of. That could possibly be it because it's a box.
The only reference that comes to my mind is Kung Fu Panda, and I know that's not it.
This is the XM1. 2 words. That cheap shot I showed you with the Abrams ain't gonna do it on this monster.
Yep.
Cheap shot. Go straight below the back. Right where below the turret meets on the back side of the engine deck.
So basically that shot I am referenced on the Abrams.
Yep. It can go either way with the XM. You can shoot it in, but you can do that with the Abrams. But you can't do that. You can't do it with the Abrams and the XM1, those 2 shots. You can only pull one of them off against the XM1. This is why you don't laugh at the XM.
Well,
I'm just
for
gonna
one, it's a high-level tank to begin with, right?
Yes, it's a tier 6.
Identify targets.
So look at this thing on a standpoint. Y'all hear a weird whine?
Not really.
Listen to it as it starts to kick up to speed. Y'all hear a whine?
Yeah, vaguely.
That's a gas turbine.
Identify
This
targets.
is why you don't laugh at the XM1. Problem, you can't aim over the engine deck, just like the Abrams. You can only aim over the sides and front. So if you want to catch an Abrams off its guard, do this. Get behind him because look what he can't do.
Right.
I can't aim down. You get to his side, you're dead. You get to his front, you're dead. You're behind him, you're fucking safe. That's the one thing you need to do that is going to keep you the fuck alive. Now I'm going to show you a tank that most people associate with death. This thing scares people. I don't know why. I've actually scared a few people in PvE sessions. So I want you to associate the same thing with this tank, but I will give you a quick history. Can't shoot behind it. So it can't only shoot frontwards and side. So if you meet this tank, get behind it. Its name...
If there's a big tank that you know for a matter of fact could take it out, hide and cover and pray to God that guy can do it.
This is the tank that can't shoot behind it. P.S. That rear shot you said cannot work with this one.
Yep.
Ridiculous looking, isn't it? P.S. The turret front
Yeah.
will blow you away at tier 6. 325 millimeters in the front of the turret. 315 in the front of the hull, 100 in both sides of the hull, 295 in both sides of the turret. So if you see this thing sideways, shoot it in the hull, not the goddamn turret.
Yep.
The hull will shrug, the turret will shrug the shot. The hull will take the shot. So in other words, you shoot this in the hull, it's gonna hurt it. You shoot him in the turret, it may not. It depends on where you hit him. T. Now I want to.
If you shove a shell down his turret, I don't know what's gonna happen.
It's not going to do anything. Most of the tanks at tier 6 only have 200 millimeters of pen. His turret front and turret sides are twice that. Which means if you don't have 250 millimeters of pen, you ain't getting through. If you don't have 400, you ain't getting through. This tank is a you best have the pen or it will fuck you up. Like all the other tanks, it can't shoot over its engine deck.
Little pig, little pig.
Identify targets.
But here's why I say don't laugh at it.
Ha.
Y'all ready? I shattered off an experimental. This is why if you face this, 2 words. Run! Watch the damage the ATGM does. That hurt because I hit the upper hull.
Right.
Here's where that pen comes in handy. You ready?
Right.
Damage off the turret front. He's thinking, ow. Here's when you knock someone's gun out. There's a cheeky little spot if you aim right here. You will knock his gun out. Oh look, there's the M60 I was telling you about. P.S. That's not got the spaced armor on it, so that's not going to survive a hit from this. Very resilient, I'll say, for that guy. But I'm going to finish him off with an easy kill. Watch this. Okay, let's see. Back up.
Identify targets. Hostile PC.
And ramming speed. No damage whatsoever. You just saw me ram kill that guy, didn't you?
Yeah.
Tank didn't. Did you see
I
my health
also
move
saw
at all?
That like blade thing behind
No.
your cannon too.
This is the one tank that can take a ram kill. Actually, you know what I'm going to show
Identify
you?
targets.
If you ever meet this light tank, you can do this without getting harmed. You want to see what tank I'm talking about?
What?
It's not the thing I shot. Hello, Mr. Weasel.
Identify.
Have a 70 tons. I'm just going to nonchalantly bop you. So what did you think?
Interesting.
I do not want to get ran over by that thing.
You can do that with most of the tanks. Hell, I can do it with him. Full health. Rammed his ass. Killed him. Anything that's lightly armored,
Identify.
this tank will murder.
But of course, if it was medium armored.
It depends on the thickness of the armor in question you're trying to put.
Identify target. Hostile PC. We're taking on water.
I'm gonna go find a medium armored. Oh hey, a weasel toe. Fuck.
Identify target.
Gun can't aim up that far. Okay, medium armored. Zero F40's medium armored. So that Zero F40 is medium. It ain't heavy, but it ain't light. Bit in between. Knock that out of my way. Lock cruise control at full
Identify
RPM.
target. Hostile tank.
Murder Scorpion nearly with one shot. Focus fire on said Scorpion and ignore the Zero F40 in my front.
Identify. Hostile tank. Target
Dead.
eliminated.
Rotate turret. Ramming speed.
Identify target.
You saw the amount of
Hostile
damage I
PC.
took and the amount he took.
Target destroyed.
Yep.
That's technically a leopard I rammed. A leopard! He took more damage than I did.
Sure.
Now, Bradford, I'm going to show you the Object 279. I'm going to show you all the aspects of it, including the little cheeky glit, the cheeky thing it has with its map. There is a circle with every heavy tank and light tank that increases the vehicle's view range, which means you can be spotted in that circle around your tank. 2 words. The object has the option to lower So, Bradford, look at the object and just think, doesn't look overpowered.
Not besides that long crap turret.
Also, take in mind that the turret front is 400 millimeters thick. So, Bradford, here's 2 things you need to know about this.
Where's B?
First off, if you're facing this bitch frontally, good luck.
Identify target.
Hostile tank.
So look at it. Alright, you ready to see why I said pay attention to the track system? Watch this. Up on the D-pad. Y'all see how when I lower, the map gets smaller?
Yeah.
Identify target.
That's how far I can get from people. Watch this. Hello. That's a first. He survived a hit. You know what's funny? I know this leopard ain't gonna survive. What? Maybe I'm not aiming for the right spot.
Yeah, that's what I'd be led to go if you're not
Target
aiming for it.
eliminated.
Hang on, let me aim for a spot that I know that's gonna go through.
Target down.
That was a bit overkill. I knew that was gonna go through. By the way, the pike nose on the front of this is 200 millimeters thick. Okay, that didn't kill him. How about 60 tons?
Identify target.
Hostile
Yep, that
PC.
still kills him. Take into account, this thing's got a Maybach, this has got a diesel engine.
Yeah. It's got one of those Maybach motors.
No, it's got a better diesel engine than the British did. The Maybach sucks. Oh my god! He survived with a fart of health. Look at his hit points.
Target down.
Dead now. So you see how this thing ramming, it does not give a shit.
Identify.
Ooh,
Exactly.
here's its superior. Here's the tank that's supposed to be superior to this thing. Let's see if you're superior against this. Nope, he ain't superior. Because guess what?
You went
You-
through him.
You can't lower Glacis the Object 279.
No pen.
He can, however, to you. Like, look. Watch where my gun aims. So if I'm aimed at him, lower Glacis,
Target down.
dead. So you'll see, if this thing sees you're lower, he can kill you. Oh, by the way, you want to see why I say this tank is ridiculous?
Identify.
Hostile tank.
Look at that M60's health.
We're taking on water.
Oh, never mind. That's a Walker Bulldog.
Threat destroyed.
I nearly killed him. So y'all ready to see why I say this tank is a you better not fuck with it kind of thing?
Identify.
Hostile tank.
0 F40. That was a weak spot. Okay, where's his ammo rack? If I remember correctly...
Target destroyed.
Yep, ammo cook-off. Type 79.
So it's just if you aim for the right spot with this thing, it hits hard.
Look at the size of the hole this thing leaves behind.
Enemy destroyed.
That was an ammo rack detonation, by the way. So if you see flames from that object,
Hostile PC.
that's the ammo rack going up. Overmatch. Hello, light tank, get out of my way.
Threat destroyed.
Identify.
Okay, hey Bradford, remember how I said this can one-shot things? That tank that tank in front of me has 1,000 hit points. Watch this.
Enemy destroyed. Target destroyed.
Instant kill.
Yeah, that has over 1,000 hit points. I shouldn't be able to
Threat destroyed.
one-shot. But take into mind, this is 130 millimeter. But you want to? I'm going to show you the chieftains to the challenger, how slow they are and how fast they get.
Mm.
Let's go live to the campus where Little Joe's mom and dad have been searching for him everywhere. Little Joe? Little Joe? Where are you, Little Joe? Little Joe is thought to be lost somewhere in Omi City.
All right, I want you two to look at the chieftain as not it's slow and it's not heavily armored. Look at it slow and very heavily armored. Okay? The chieftains are technically designed differently than the Abrams. Here's what's the problem with the chieftain to challenger than to the others, okay? The chieftain is designed with a Maybach multi-fuel engine. Guess what? That multi-fuel engine has a slight kink in it. It's weak as fuck. It's underpowered. Alright, I'm going to show y'all why I say it's a You ready to see why I say it's underpowered?
I have
Well,
no
let's see
idea.
what you got.
Okay, watch the speed and watch the maneuverability. Bone stock, the chieftain, I'm going to say this. The chieftain I'm using, don't even try to charge with it. You will die because it does not turn. So, you ready to see the traverse speed?
Identify target.
Hostile tank.
Turret, decent. Look at the whole traverse. What do you think of the whole traverse?
Well, that's interesting.
Look at its speed. Look at this.
Identify.
Hostile PC.
This is max RPM.
No pen.
God.
Yeah. You do not want to try to charge with it. It's slow. It also hits hard, but it's slow. If you're a chieftain, 2 words, stay back. Use your armor thickness against people. Now I'm going to show you the chieftain 10. which is the upgraded one of that. So you saw that thing's maneuverability is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So, in your opinion, do you want to charge with a chieftain?
I would say snipe instead of charge.
Good. You've now mastered the Chieftain Mark II. Here's its bigger brother, the Chieftain Mark X. 2 words. It looks the same, doesn't it?
Yes.
It also has an added bonus, a Steel Brew armor package. Look how much armor it adds to the turret. So when you start out, your turret front is 232 millimeters thick. Look what it becomes. The turret front becomes 500 millimeters thick. 500! You facing this bitch frontally, good luck pinning it. So you can already tell that the Chieftain Mark X is better, armored-wise.
Yeah.
But here's
Armor-wise,
here's its downside. I'm going to show you its turret rotation, as well as its speed and turret and its mobility.
I'm taking it that's its weak spot.
You're about to see the turret is a really bit slower. So I'm just going to move the turret. Follow the turret's rotation.
Identify.
Hostile tank.
Yeah, that's a glitch. That's a glitch.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you were saying...
I couldn't see shit either. Sorry about that. That tends to happen with this game.
It's alright, dude. You're fine.
But you have to admit, from the looks of the Chieftain Mark X, pretty good, right?
Yeah. It looks like it's got good for sniping.
It is, because it has -6 gun depression.
Mm.
So you can technically shoot down on people with this.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a problem. You can only shoot a certain distance down. You can't aim all the way, but you can aim about 4 degrees.
So, it's not full, but it's like, say, decent.
You can aim -3 degrees downward.
Hmm.
Now take the Chieftain Mark X as a upgrade from the Chieftain Mark IV. Are you ready to see the turret
Identify
rotation?
target.
Hostile tank.
If it works this time, that is.
So you see the T turret rotation.
Is very slow.
Look at the whole rotation.
Slower.
Look at the mobility.
Identify target.
Hostile PC.
Interesting.
Look, it's a bit faster, can't you tell?
Identify target.
Like, look what you can do to this. Look what you can do to this one. You can't do this with the Mark IV. Look what I'm able to do. Normally,
Identify target.
Hostile PC.
you can't normally pull shots off consecutively on the move with the chieftains.
Target
But
down.
this thing can. So from that aspect, what do you think?
I would say not bad.
You would think this is a brawler, isn't it?
If you want to put it that way.
It's a brawler. More likely what I'm saying is it technically is designed to be in your face all the time. It's technically designed to, if you're near it, it's going to fucking wreck you.
Right.
Now I'm going to show you its predecessor. This is called the Chieftain 900. Take this tank with a bit more salt. You ready? This is the tank you get at tier 6. So in your opinion, isn't that a step up?
Seems like it.
But here's the other problem. So you can already tell, Chieftain 900, tough looking, ain't it?
I gotta come off.
Go ahead.
See ya.
See ya.
Alright, take her easy, young bud.
Youngblood, remember, this game is epic for people who play World of Tanks. But Bradford, take this tank with a bit more salt. I'm going to teach you a thing about this you need to learn. Remember, just because this is the predecessor to the Chieftain Mark 10 and the Mark 4, think logically. You ready?
Identify.
Right.
Hostile
Turret
tank.
rotation is still a problem. See?
Yeah, I can see how slow it really
Identify
is.
target.
You're back to the Chieftain Mark 10 mobility. But here's the one bonus you have with this, but that you don't have with the Chieftain Mark 10. APCR. That's the one bonus of it. So that's a sniper, not a point blank one.
Interesting.
That's a better sniper. Now I'm going to show you the tank. Hey, Bill. Okay. Now I'm going to show you, Bradford, the Chieftain's predecessor, which is the Challenger 1 Fion. But in its aspect, it's the Challenger you should love. I don't have the Challenger, but I do have its predecessor, the Fion.
Interesting.
And as goofy as the Challenger 1 Fion is, it has a bonus that the other two don't. So you see those weird side plates next to the track line.
I'm not looking at the stream right now. I'm trying to make 2 and 2 of the guy that just came in the stream.
Just, Billy, I'll take it in a minute. But Bradford, look at the side armor.
Alright.
That protects you from heat rounds. But you see that big slot in the front? Guess what you can do with this, but the other two can't? This monster,
Snipe.
yes, you can snipe a little bit more effectively. Like, if they're below you, you're able to aim a bit further down with the gun barrel. I'll show you the proof of concept. I'm going to aim down first, then I'm going to rotate the turret around. But Bradford, you need to think of this as a logic. So what I want you to do, Brad, is when you see the Fion or the Challenger, respect it. You absolutely need to respect this tank. Because as ugly as this thing looks, it will kick your ass.
It's good to you.
Alright, look, you ready?
Identify target.
Look how far down I was able to hit. That's in front of me. So what do you think?
Dang, that's pretty far.
Yeah, that's literally in front of the Challenger. But look at its turret. Same problem as all of its others.
Right.
And now you're back to the slow speed. But you have a better engine. Here's the thing you can do.
Way faster.
Here's what you can do with this thing that you can't do with the other chieftains. You ready to see why I say if you see this thing, respect, watch, and learn. You see that big divot in front of where the barrel's pointed? Watch this. So, think of this as a map for sniping.
Identify target.
And you've got multiple tanks in front of you, and you want to hit them. Look what you can do with this. So, Bradford, what do you think?
Not bad.
Now that's about 86 meters away from the Chief. This, however, is 68 meters. So that's literally the same distance in front as the other tank. Look how hard this thing hits.
Enemy destroyed.
Now we're talking about point blank. Look at this. I can literally hit the ground in front of me. But look what I can do to this guy. Engine deck. I'm literally shooting down on him. Look at his hit points after the second shot.
Wow. Impressive.
So, what do you think of this? What is this in your aspect?
Target eliminated.
I'd say it's pretty good.
Remember, you can only aim down off the front of this thing. Take that in consideration, Bradford. When you see that monster, think of it as, what can I do? He can only aim down in front, so I need to get beside him to kill him. Then here comes the greatness. I'm now going to show you its bigger brother. And that's bigger brother, and the other one's bigger brother. So I want you to take the other two into context. So, that's a tier 6. Or that's a tier 7. Here's the tier 8, 9, and 10 you're going to be seeing. Now remember, the chieftain I'm going to show you is a bit scarier. The only way to get your chieftains is you have to use the T62. This will cost you 480 money for the chieftain, but it's worth it. So you've seen the Challenger 1, now you're going to see the Challenger Artete. I don't like the Challenger's name. Now this thing is going to be bone stock, so you're going to be looking at a bone stock chieftain. So you want to see why I say respect these tanks?
Yeah. I already have seen it a while ago.
Now I'm gonna show you its tier 8, 9, and 10 predators. So here's the tier 8.
Identify target.
Look how fast the turret moves. In your opinion, is that scary?
Pretty dang quick, I'll say.
It's a lot faster than the others.
Yeah.
And look how fast it is. It's faster than its predecessors, than its lower tiers. Hits just as hard, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But everything has over
like
3.
The gun is no different. It's just the speeds that are different.
Ammo up!
Here's also the other weakness. Look at the hit points. Each of the tiers has a higher hit point. Are you still watching, Bradford?
Yeah, I'm still watching.
Okay. You need to see the 9 and the 10. Take the 9 and 10 as a perspective. Now, what I want you to take into consideration, Billy, or Bradford, the
Yeah.
chieftain. Now, the tanks I'm going to show you next are the predecessors to the Artete. But you need to respect them. Because unlike the others you saw that are snipers, these are now becoming heavies. Because here's the problem with the Mark 10 and the Mark 4. They're weak to ATGMs. So the Mark II Chieftain, the Mark 10, and the Chieftain 900 are slightly... The Chieftain Mark II is weak to ATGM fire. Mark 10 is weak to slight ATGMs in certain areas. Vulnerable, unvulnerable. Vulnerable, barely. Bit more on the you better come at me, you best not miss. The Challenger 2 is a youth and what mate. Here's its appearance. To me, it looks like they ripped a Leopard off a Leopard chassis and put the turret of a Chieftain on it. Doesn't it look like that, Bradford?
Yeah, it actually does.
Now, what I want to show you is this thing is not a fucking fool. What I'm going to show you first is how fast the turret moves. I'm just going to move it left to right, alright? P.S. Now we're getting into the remote-controlled turrets. So, Bradford, this is a remote-controlled turret. You ready?
Let's see how fast this goes.
Hostile tank.
Not fast, but not as slow as its weak ones, right? The gun is 120 millimeter, I'm assuming.
Identify.
But what do you think? The bigger they are,
Not bad.
the better they get. So you can tell from when it starts at tier 4, it gets better at tier the higher it up. So what do you think?
I would say not bad.
Now you're going to witness the tier 10 or the tier I call the I'm afraid of you. I'm going to let you look in and soak in the aspect of this tank. So what I want you to do is look at it and try not to think, the fuck, Britain? How the hell did that come out? Take in mind, London, the British built the Chieftain. You ready to see the chieftain's bigger brother? Here's when you get to the I'm going to fucking end you. Look at this thing! What do you think?
Yeah, interesting.
By the way, it's now heat proof on the sides. It's also now ATGM proof in the ass. Which means you can only hit this with actual tank rounds. Which means you're gonna have to fucking aim.
Identify target.
Alright, you ready to see this thing's turret traverse?
Let's see. Surprise me.
It's a bit faster.
It's still pretty slow.
It's still pretty slow, but look how hard this thing hits. Look, there's a challenger of the same tier. You ready to see what I mean by this thing's armor blocks?
Let's see.
Okay, that was loud. Dude, listen to the gun. Just listen to the gun sound.
Expected for a high tier tank.
What gun is this firing? But look. Look what this thing's taking bash-wise. Breach is out, but he ain't dead yet. Look how many shots it takes from a tier 10 to kill a tier 10.
Quite a bit.
Target destroyed.
Looks like 4, I think. Maybe a little more.
Okay, here's a tier 9 Thunderbolt. I almost feel bad for this. Let's see how bad this is.
Ammo up.
Yeah, that's a halfer.
Up. Threat destroyed.
Holy hell! Did you see the size of the explosion?
No, I
Identify.
didn't.
Hostile PC.
Dude,
Dang, 2 shots.
you have to admit though, this is a I will fucking end you tank.
Identify. Hostile PC.
Here's
You're
a
kidding.
here's a Bradley versus this gun. Oh! If that was a lower... Oh, hey, before I shoot, look at his armor. You see that black spot?
Yeah.
That's where I hit.
Target down.
His armor blew up.
Jeez.
So, you see all this ERA on the side of these tanks?
Yeah.
That's reactive. Because look, as soon as I hit, look what's all missing. You see what I mean by this tank will take off armor?
Yeah.
Look, once all that's gone, guess what's going to happen?
You're gonna blow up.
Yes! Because it means he's now going to be able to kill you.
No pen.
Wait, what? That didn't pen?
Enemy destroyed.
But you see what I mean by the higher tiers become harder to kill? Like, look, I'll aim at the Bradley and I'll aim at the thickest part of armor. Look at his armor.
Hostile tank.
As soon as the shot impacted, it detonated the armor package.
Mm-hmm.
Ammo up. Target destroyed.
But you ready to see why I say this tank? Oh, Leopard 2A5. Wait, what is that? Leopard 2A6. Okay. Here's the Challenger 2AD.
Tank.
Okay, here's the Challenger versus a Leopard. Okay. The Leopard's slightly tough. But guess what the Leopard's weak spot is?
Physical attacks.
It's lower glacis. It's his, look. Okay, I'm gonna shoot him in the turret and I want you to watch. You ready?
No effect.
You see that little glance off his turret?
Yeah.
His turret is now impenetrable. However,
No effect.
his hull is a slight difference. You aim at his hull just right, like right about here.
No pen. Enemy destroyed.
Alright, you ready to see why? Okay. Ooh, there's the PL01. Look, you get to see me shoot that now. Alright, let's see.
Ammo up.
Wow. I actually hit the gunner. Okay. Right there. Okay, that's a 3-shotter.
Identify.
The other heavies, look, the other light tanks were a 2-shot. Now it's a 3-shot.
Threat destroyed.
You have to admit, they've become stronger.
We're taking on water. Identify target. Hostile tank. Ammo up.
Overmatch. I overmatched him, hit his get. Wait, is he on? He's on fire!
Dude.
So you see those armor package on the side of his tank get blown off?
Yeah.
Look, when you get to a higher tier, you get packages of armor that double as
Identify.
reactive. What they do is they block the damage you take. Here, I'll even shoot the Chieftain in the side. Here, I'll shoot the Challenger in the side. You ready?
Okay.
See? You see how the side ate it? So watch. I was only able to track him. So take that as a scent of,
Yes, I did.
No effect.
So you see what I mean by certain rounds won't affect tanks anymore? Watch this.
Yeah.
I'm going to aim for the side of his turret with a hash round. Watch this.
No pen.
Look at, you see the spalling?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I was able to do because it's his turret. Like, look how many shots it's taking me to kill him.
Quite a bit. Considering you're not aiming in a vulnerable spot.
There's no vulnerable spot. That's the problem. When you get to higher tier, the vulnerabilities become weakless. Like, okay,
Identify target.
I'll show you the weak spot. Normally, it's the side of the hull. Right there. But look. It's not a weak spot. Because the shell has to go through so much armor, it literally has to drill through. And then pen. The only weak
Look out! Move!
Oh. But you see what I mean? The weak spots you would
Yeah, I
normally
see
hit
what
with
you
this,
Identify target.
They're not no longer a weak spot because now they're armored. So it's kind of fruitless, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, look. Even a Hesh round can't go through that armor. So high explosive won't hit him because of all that caging.
Target down.
The only shells that can make it through his armor is armor piercing.
Identify.
Hostile
And
PC.
knowing armor piercing rounds, those are hard to come by.
And considering this is firing Sabot, which is Sabot. Okay, you want to see the armor on the PL01 versus Hesh?
No pen.
No pen. Didn't do anything.
Help myself.
Like, look at the amount of spalling I'm only able to do. Like, it takes me 3 shots to kill this guy.
Jeez.
So you see why I say the tears are now getting to the point of they have to freaking pen you to kill you. Oh, here's that tier 10 with the ugly face. So look, let's see. Barely did anything.
Identify target.
Armor on him ate most of it. Which means, like, look at this front. Look at this.
Ammo up.
Shattered. The only shot I can make is this one. I'm not guaranteed a pen anymore. Look.
No pen.
See? Look what ate it.
A whole bunch of armor.
Yes. So when you're shooting at this guy,
No effect.
it's not going to do anything. You have to either get on the side or aim for the turret now. So let's see. Turret's knocked out, which means he can't turn his gun. But he's not dead. You're not guaranteed to kill anymore. You have to physically
Get up
Pen.
close and personal.
You physically have to hit the guy in a weak spot. But you're not guaranteed to kill the person anymore. You have to physically... But look at this. The Chieftain and the Challenger now have a problem. They're going to now have to work twice as hard to kill these things. Light tanks, they're not a problem.
It's heavy tanks that are the issue.
Like, look, I'll aim at the Bradley frontly. Over penetration. And look what all he lost on the front of his armor.
Jeez.
But look at the Hesh. When the Hesh hits, look what happens. Like, look, I'm going to show you all what happens to all the armor. Look at this.
No pen.
See, every time you hit with a Hesh round, the armor is going to detonate. So that
I
means
noticed that.
it's a nice factor now. So, high explosive rounds, if you see a Bradley,
No effect.
you might as well fire armor piercing. See? This is a learning experience because I'm now teaching you what to use to kill light tanks.
Target eliminated.
Armor piercing. Never fire high explosive anymore because all the light tank... So you see what I say about heavy tanks? They're now able to do more.
Right.
They're able to tank shots like a heavy tank now, rather than be a light tank and take a few shots, take some abuse, then get killed.
don't know about you, but I'm thinking get back on my game. You gonna stay on here, or what's the deal?
Threat destroyed.
I'm just gonna show you how long it takes to kill tanks with this. Just to give you that added bonus of knowing that.
Penetrated. Target eliminated.
So you see what I mean? These tanks are now fucking... It's now
They go
durable.
from reasonable to overkill.
At least the tanks now have the ability to block. Because look, if you do this, if you angle that armor, you can block.
Right.
That's the one bonus of these tanks now.